One of the things you have to be careful with the switch statement is leaving out the break statement at the end of the set of statements that are executed when a case clause is true. Let me show you what happens when you do that. Let's say, for example, that in this case A, we left out the break, which we'll simulate by commenting it out. And let's save the file. Let's compile it again. Let's compile it for the first time. This is actually a new program. And then run it. All right, so we enter our letter grade, A, and it printed 90 through 100, but it also printed 80 through 89. The reason it did that was because I took the break out here. So without a break, it automatically drops down and executes the next set of statements until it gets to a break. Now the question is that a bug or a feature? Well, of course it's a feature, not a bug. That's really kind of a joke. But how can we use that to our advantage in a program? Well, let me show you one example. Let's say that rather than display a numeric range, we want to display pass or fail for grades that are A, B, or C. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace these ranges with the word pass. And these two ranges, well, this last range, and then this below 60 with fail. Let's take the break out. Let's compile and save the program. Compile it again, and then run it. So we enter an A, that's a pass. Enter a B, that's a pass. Enter a C, and that's a pass. Let's just do one fail grade. And D is a fail. Going back and looking at the program, we can see that we're doing the very same thing with case A, case B, and case C. So rather than simply repeat ourselves here, we can take out the statement here, or these two statements in the case clause for A, and these two statements in the case clause for B, and then only print out pass when case is an A, or case is a B, or case C. So as you can see, we're kind of creating a or situation. If letter equals A, or letter equals B, or letter equals C, then write out pass. Else, write out fail. And we actually could do that as a default. We won't even need a case D. We could just say if it's not A, B, or C, then it's fail. In fact, let's just go ahead and change the program like that. All right, so let's give it a try. Now let's run the program. Compile it. And then run it. A's pass. B's a pass. C's a pass. And fail. So when you have an OR situation and the output is going to be the same for any of the expressions within the OR, then you can just use the drop through, as it's called, and have A or B drop through to C, and have this statement executed when letter is A or letter is B or letter is C. And that makes a shorter program and one that's a little bit easier to understand if you understand how the switch statement works. So that wraps up our discussion of switch. Now we're ready to move through to a looping alternative construct called the do-while loop, and we'll look at that in the next lesson.